You are the chosen one.
Hello and welcome back to Chosen One Studios' Let's Play of Demon's Crest. I'm your host, Corinne, and we're back in the city stage very briefly, just so I can show you that the city, because it has all these great spots to gather money and to get potions or spells as the mood strikes you, it does let you do something the other stages don't really let you do. And that's just exit. That sign is true. But we're not here to see that. We're here to see the destruction of Flame Lord Steve. I've actually had some technical issues getting this to work out properly, not having difficulty hitting the Y button, but some issues with recording in my voice and sound, so I'm going to try for a perfect run. We're going to switch to Buster right off the bat. Those things up there can be destroyed by the Aerial Gargoyle's attack, and we will be coming back here with the Aerial Gargoyle and the Aquatic Gargoyle for something else, so I'll get a chance to show that off. You can stand on these, which is kind of convenient, but there's no real point. You dodge too much, and, you know, it's fun not to. Destroy that urn for a 25. There's a lot of air flyers in this stage, and they like to just swoop out of nowhere, so you just want to be ready for anything up above. As said, these things will be coming back to destroy more. I'm ignoring the bottom half of the stage, because while there are collectibles, they're much easier to collect without dying later. For example, I could climb up that, but there's not really a whole lot of point. Let's see. Die Crawler, this is what I call those, even though Crawler's something entirely different in this game. Now here we see a big problem of this game having Mega Man-esque roots. This would be a great platforming section, but there's no need to platform. I don't even think you really could there, even with the ground gargoyle, very effectively, because there's no need to jump from platform to platform, and you can fly over the entire thing. Water does damage you, so there's no point in me going inside of it to show you. Just trust me, it hurts, and since when you hit in this game, you get a fallback animation, it can be really nasty to get trapped in water, because every time as you're trying to jump out, you'll get hurt, and you'll fall back. Now we see the first appearance of Flame Lord Steve's attacks, in which he will burn the forest down. So, all those poor little woodland creatures, I'm not really so happy with this right now. And we're just going to fly here, and you can see little telltale signs of where flames are going to drop. Ow! And there goes my perfect run. You just want to watch out for small little signs, and I recommend using Ground Flyer on that one. I've done another fire we just dodged. That one you can just ignore entirely. And this one too. Now I can show you that guy will move a lot faster now that we can attack him from the front. He'll now take only one attack from behind to destroy. And you really don't even need to pause, because unlike the fire attacks that we picked up before, they can only attack once on screen. The Buster can attack twice, which is kind of nice. As you can see here, there are some Busterable blocks, so we're just going to break through here and come to a little door. Which inside, and there's nothing up here, we'll be seeing a lot more of this level in this scene very briefly, but we'll get more into the Talisman of Skull later. For now, what's important is this area is no longer empty. But it's time to make something else empty, and that's this stage's boss placeholder section. So we'll just break away some blocks. See him jumping around all cool, and burn him in the face. A full heal, and it's time to fight Flame Lord Steve. You can fight him with Ground Gargoyle, but it requires some tricky jumping, and he does a lot of damage to you, so it's not really worth it. As you can see, he's a skull wreathed in flame. Just keep attacking him. He's actually got a larger stage than it looks like he would have. Those birds, you just get between them as they go up. There's plenty of time to dodge that attack. It's kind of pitiful. When he does it, it takes some time to get some hits on him. Usually he follows that up with some of the little birds, which you can destroy with just a few brief Buster shots. I'm not doing as good as I was doing earlier against him, but I let him trick me up against the edge. Still, he's not doing that much damage. You can see you can even actually run outside the range of his birds, but really, then you can't do as much damage. When he lights on fire, he'll turn into just 3 skulls, You want to try dodging his flames and then hovering up beside him as much as possible. And keep firing off. The reason you want to be hovering is that he'll do that sliding move instead of diving down. And this is very easy to counter. You just hover, move a little bit away, duck down, re-hover, keep attacking. And lather, rinse, repeat. He's not as hard of a boss as I was having trouble with him when I was trying to fight him with the ground gargoyle. There's just no point in doing it. As you can see, this looks a lot less impressive since he's off screen. But then he falls, burrows into the ground, and we have... You got the piece of the fire crest called Tornado. With it, you can jump higher than before. Which is not really true. We actually will need to come right back to this stage to show off its main use, so after the cut, I'll be right back with you. And we're back at the place that was lit on fire before. That's the Tornado, by the way. Piece of the fire crest. You can jump on them, they give you a little bit of a boost, which is going to come in really handy right about here. There's life up, but we just can't get to it. So, what are we going to do? Platform, platform, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And that's really the only time we'll ever be using Tornado in this entire Let's Play. And I think it's the only place I've ever used it, really, in almost all of Demon's Crest. You can also use it to get to the shops in the city that you can't get to without the Buster, but you can get to them with the Buster, so there's not really a whole lot of point. As you can see, using the Tornado, you can bypass lovely stage design, which is why after this point, there generally won't be places where you can abuse it like this. Getting that just for the sake of it. And yeah, that's really the only good thing the Tornado is good for. There's one more thing I want to show you. Here we are back again at Mr. Talisman. Pretty much his only point in the game is when you get a talisman, you can drop by and he'll tell you what it does. This is the talisman called Skull. It allows you to capture soul energy more easily. I already destroyed some of these pots here, but essentially what that means is with Skull equipped, you're going to get a lot more health ups, which hopefully I won't even need. The only downside is this will mean less money by default, and you can't unequip a talisman until you have another one, which is sort of a downside because talismans are rare early game. But hopefully it won't matter anyway. We already have 403 gold, so we're not really hurting for cash since we won't be using it until we have 5 and 5. So with that said, we have half of the Crest of Fire. The remaining pieces, Claw and Demon Fire, we'll be getting a few videos from now. Up next, this little spot right here has been aching to be filled, the aerial gargoyle form, and we'll be getting that next video. Because, let's face it, we could really use it. And as you can see also, we have enough health finally to require a second bar. So, for now, fare thee well to take a nod to Roahm Mythril. I definitely recommend you checking out his Let's Plays, and you have yourself a wonderful day.